Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now we continue the stories of the prophets among the children of Israel. Last time we stopped at the story of the Talut. What is it? It's a special box mentioned in the Quran. Much of the story about it is in chapter 2, which is Surah Al-Baqarah. The Talut contained some of the belongings of Prophet Moses, his stick, his clothes, and the tablets on which the Torah is written, and it also had some of Prophet Aaron's belongings. Bani Israel, or the children of Israel, used to take the Talut to even the battlefield. They felt empowered when the Talut was with them. It gave them confidence and strength, and they used to study and benefit from the knowledge contained in it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped them to protect the Talut for many generations. As time went on, however, Bani Israel, or the children of Israel, lost much of their strength. And during one of the battles, the Talut was taken from them by their enemy. After they lost it, the battles continued, and they lost almost the entire lineage of the prophets except for one man. Remember, all their prophets came from one lineage. Now, that man that remained got married, and his wife became pregnant. However, that man got killed in a battle during the pregnancy. So if that pregnancy did not result in a boy, then the children of Israel would lose the lineage of the prophets. So to protect this woman, they kept her inside and took very good care of her. The woman also prayed for a baby boy, and her prayers were heard and answered. So she delivered a baby boy named Samuel, and he became a prophet. At some point in time, there was an awakening in their faith, and the children of Israel had a very high level of faith at that time. So they went to that prophet and asked him, place a king among us so that we could rally behind him and go fight for the sake of God. They were a good group of people, good believers. This story is mentioned in details in the Quran in chapter 2, Surah Al-Baqarah, starting with verse 246. The verse says, the children of Israel, after Moses, remember all this is happening after the prophet Moses passed away. The children of Israel said to their prophet, appoint for us a king so that we may fight for the sake of God. The prophet said, perhaps you would refrain from fighting if it has been prescribed upon you. Remember, they have been a history in the past where they back away from fighting. But they responded, why should we not fight for the sake of God? We have been driven out of our homes and away from our children. But when the fighting was prescribed upon them, they turned away, except a few among them. See, this is common among people. Many pretended that if given the chance that they will stand for what's right and they will fight for it. However, when the going gets tough, only few brave, true believers are the ones that really stand up. In any case, the prophet responded, saying, Allah has appointed to you Talut as king. That's the name of the king. Remember, they went to him, they went to the prophet to ask him to pray to God to appoint a king. But when he did, they started arguing. It's very interesting behavior. So back to the verse, and the verse says, so they responded by saying, how can he have kingship over us, while we are more entitled to kingship than him? And he does not have been giving, or he has not been giving abundant wealth. The prophet said, Allah has chosen him over you and has empowered him abundantly in knowledge and physique. He was very strong. And Allah gives his kingdom to whomever he wills. The scholars actually said, since an argument has ensued, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always provide evidence and proof. So in the next verse, the prophet says, a sign of this kingship is that the Talut will come to you, in which is tranquility from your Lord and a remnant left by the family of Moses and Aaron. And the Talut will be coming carried by angels. This is the sign for you if you are believers. And next time, inshallah, we continue the story of that king, King Talut, that was appointed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to lead the children of Israel.